if you're here. Hi, guys. Happy Thursday. How is my people doing? I see Sexy Barbie. I see Alexia. Good afternoon, FMAers. Love the name. Hi, Abby. I see April. Hi, guys. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the chill spot. How are you doing? How is everybody doing? Come, let me hear some feedback from you guys. How is everybody doing? How's the week going for you guys so far? What's happening? Hi, April. How are you? Hi, Annalie. Tamia, I'm good. And you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Tonian, hey. Hello. Thank you, Demar. Sexy Barbie say hi. All right. I see you. So what's going on? And night I'm on a week I got so far. No look of feedback. And just I tell me hi, just dry hi. So what's going on? How's the week so far? Well, nobody says stressful because I want to de-stress right now. So no stressful is allowed in the comment section because we are with FMA. So you don't know FMA bring the vibes, the energy, and every good thing. Every good gift FMA brings that for you guys. See, April said, Sexy Barbie, I agree. It's really rough, but you know, we have to go and do a thing. What your game I do at time about the stress? No, sir. I know, guys. That's our day here for me on a Thursday, right? FMA is a place to be every Thursday, 3 to 5. All right. So let's do a little vibes check. The first person to type FMA without getting interrupted. So I must see who are going to win that. The first person to type FMA without getting interrupted. Come April, where you want to go? Tell me where you want to go. April, why you must always a thief? Obviously I know someone mean. Watch Annalie. Annalie, why we eat it? Alright, I don't see a winner yet. I don't see a winner yet. I don't see a winner yet. Nobody yet. Come on. Anle, you just out, you out. April say you have been sending too many messages. Come on. April, where you get D from? I say FMA. Come no man. Nobody yet? Nobody yet? No, this not safe. My Romain look like he might go win it. Ah! All right, congratulations, Romain. Romain won. Romain get the prize. Him win the prize. Yes, Romain. Him go on with himself, Him go on with himself bad. Romain win. I'm gonna send some clapping emojis in the chat for Romain. Send some clapping emojis in the chat for Romain. Romain, I clap himself. Man, I rang you. Me don't rang you at all. All right, I see Natanya. April say clap, clap.
Hi guys.
Happy Thursday. Welcome
Oh,
back. How you
thank
doing?
you, thank you. Girl, I'm doing great. Firstly, I want to apologize for my tardiness. Connection did iffy, but thankfully I'm no longer with slow flow. So I can say I'll be moving fast. Continuing on. How are you guys
Yes, for
doing?
me. All right, April. We got Portland. It is. Just tell me when you're ready for the trip, and we're going to Portland.
I like
Portland.
that.
We're outside. Bad to
Ooh.
bad. We're outside. Tell me when you're
FMA
ready.
taking us out. I like that. I like that.
Alice said, "Hallelujah for me." You're no, you're free from the shackles of slow flow.
It was a very, very long road, but I'm through.
I love that
Hi,
for you.
Natanya.
Is
Let me
Candice
tell you, I need to give I need to give props where due. Big up to Natanya. Natanya is in the chat. Those who are going to see the pictures that will be posted from Miss Utech JA, the makeup artist that did my face was none other than Natanya. So when y'all see that release, you'll be surprised. It is excellent. By the way, you
wait,
know who to vote for.
you're running from Miss Utech?
Yeah.
That did fly over my head while ago. Me never ready come again. That did fly
We're not
over my
coming. Bad introduction. My bad. Good afternoon, guys. My name is Wyoming Hopkins, as you know and love, and I'm running for Miss UTech JA 2022. Yeah. So no, no, the picture them come out where you should go and Uno must follow and love up to because Natanya did an excellent job on the beat.
No wonder we did have the band too. They made it just a go on with the
Yes.
blows and the blows catch on the pants and pure
Yeah.
excitement.
Ooh, ooh. For those who have me on WhatsApp, they know. And those who have me on Instagram, they have seen the post. They know.
Yeah, no man, right. Give her the red lady just come out. She just left
Mm,
no from. She just
mm.
ate.
Is a preempt to what's going on.
Love that for me. The lady I run for the listen, guys. When you try make sure someone go over there like my friend picture.
Yeah.
Anything we over there we
When
have
it's
to do
posted.
with my friend Wyoming Hopkins,
Thank
Assistant
you.
Director of Public Relations of FMA. Every FMA person gets to support
Same way,
her.
so thank you,
Okay,
guys.
I'm not working on her. What did Candy say? Laugh all the way. Say, good girl only dress up for certain things. Always say, Candice, I did not say. Why you always come over here, come mix me up? You did hear me say that? Me
But
and
that's
you,
true enough. Candies know are true. I say go. Thank you, Tamia.
she too like me and you know say you dress up every week. I only go on your
No,
little stuff.
girl.
Me and you know say you dress up every week.
Sometime, man. Sometime. Let me tell you.
Me every
Since
week.
we're
She go,
giving, since we're giving big ups and props, we need to have a moment of silence and honor and respect for you, Alicia, because I don't know how you do it every single week. You looking drop that gorgeous girl.
have your
No,
exam
like,
every week.
seriously.
You're ready.
Every single
Attention,
week, lashes
you're
do.
this
Nice clean skin, you're nice and thick, nails. What girl, like to be honest, you have to give us a secret. You need to write a manual, we'll be buying.
week. Listen, the attention is on you. Don't come send nobody over here.
No, it's the truth though.
That's how I miss
It's
you
the
tell
truth
you
though.
means where you go
I
with. Just
know I
when you
know for
win.
a fact that FMA members can agree, Alicia. Big ups are due. Girl, they look good. You always look good. You bring the look good to the look good. Same way,
Yeah,
so.
here. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. But yeah, girl, from say I represent to have to support
Yeah.
you. We're the team banner. If you need one cheerleader, they know who to link. You don't know
Yeah.
sister. You need one little pom pom one something, sis Johnny.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I have
like
look
that.
can wear for the occasion. Nothing too fussy, but yeah.
Can do one partner business then, Alicia. She
Me not
wanted to be with Irish Spring or Dove.
listening to Candice today. May the peace of the Lord go with us in the meeting, okay? All
Same
right.
way, so.
So it's now
Mhm.
3:14 and the meeting is
Yes.
called to order. Welcome everybody. Welcome to another week
Yes.
of the chilling with FMA. FMAers are stealing that. I got that from the
Mhm.
chilling with FMAers. So it's good to
I
have
like
you.
that. I like that.
And always supporting us every week. We are thankful, we are grateful, and I hope this experience so far has been one that is worthwhile. You guys are learning stuff, you are becoming better versions of yourself on a weekly basis. Because, guys, we don't just bring these speakers to come and just talk for long hours. We
Mm-mm.
want you guys to build on whatever we talk on every week. We want to build up on yourself, set up on yourself.
Yeah.
Like us, you have black today, you have steel tomorrow. This is the year. So you see, when
Yeah.
you finish with this academic year, the all
Wow.
support. Okay? So
Because
make
we are
sure
giving you everything that's needed for a firm foundation. Oh, you mean?
right, firm foundation.
Same way, so.
Right? Yes. So make sure someone not sleep. I want to just come put on FMA. I want to just go
Yeah.
sleep. I want to stay tuned and stay
Mm-hmm.
tack. All right. All right. Coming to bless up the place now is no other than our president who's be coming to pray
Yeah.
for us. Welcome, Alison.
Big up Prezi, Prezi, Prezi.
Whoa, what's this?
Didn't put back.
Hey guys,
This one
Didn't put
is
back already.
first. Yes, what I say.
are you guys hearing me?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so how is everyone doing?
We're
We're
doing
good.
great. And you?
I'm not bad.
Awesome. So you come to drop the anointed words on us now, right?
That is right. That is right.
Awesome.
Okay, everyone, close your eyes. Let us pray. Most heavenly and righteous Father, as we come to you this day, we want to thank you for all that you've been doing and all that you're about to do. Oh Lord, I place FMA in your hands. Oh Lord, touch us and anoint us. Let everything that we've planned today go according to plan, or even better. Oh Lord, I want to thank you for everyone on the executive body, whether it being the members, the guests, and everyone that comes here every Thursday to support us, and also our other endeavors that we have been doing. Thank you for everyone that have been supporting us. I place today's meeting in your hand. Whatever I fail to ask, do not fail to grant us. In your holy name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. She got church, whatever I feel.
Thank you.
It's good to us. Did
Same
you hear
so.
the outro of the prayer? Be not afraid to grant it unto me, Lord. Okay?
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Church. Dear
Anointed words indeed.
Praise God Church. Praise say whatever I feel to ask.
Yes.
That's right.
Grant it unto
That's
me.
right. Bye,
What-
guys.
Bye. What the game do it says,
Bye.
remember to pray for Wyoming to win too, guys. That's a must. Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Prayer can never too much. Thank
Never.
you. Thank you.
Remember when I pray tonight, make sure it's on the job
Just
Wyoming.
drop in.
Health and
Why only
strength.
as missing check?
Let's face the fact, guys. It's not an easy journey. It takes our hard work, commitment, dedication, and we know a girl dedicated because she come out here every week and she go with herself.
Thank you.
And we are hosting school challenge quiz. She go with herself, well
Stay
spoken.
tuned for the finals.
Yeah, proper. The lady proper in her shirt, close up so, and her jacket. And she just like go with herself from a
Yeah.
laptop screen. And she's like, correct. What
But
she said? Yeah, skate next. The question is,
Alicia,
wow,
your words too sweet. You're a soothsayer. You?
wow, the girl did not leave any crumbs. She just came and ate. No patty crumbs left. No breadcrumbs. Water drink
Nothing.
half. Water bottle empty. Juice
Yeah.
jug empty. Everything just
Same, same.
gets right. That's so. So make sure you want to support my friend. Okay. All
Thank
right.
you. We need for I like 50 other versions of Alicia for my man. We need for Claudia.
Right, girl. You know we're one family. We support each other. Is it Sexy Barbie that is in a competition right now? Is it Sexy Barbie?
I think so, or is it Smiley?
Or Smiley? I don't remember, but there is a competition going on right now. Is it UTMS?
On UTMS, Shane said.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think that's Yeah. You see, Sexy Barbie, she say yes. All right.
Excellent. So,
So,
guys, you need to go over there and support, like the video, share, share the love and support that the FMA family brings. Because that's what we're all about. We're a family, we're a team, we are a body, unlike
right.
any.
We had to drink our water and sing. You know why you hear them singing? That was put on.
Yes, and she incorporated FMA in it already because FMA is literally the spot, the place to be.
Yeah. She's contestant number 5. The details are in the chat. She said UTM is painted. Yeah.
Yes, guys.
Oh, contestant number
Big
5.
up to Sexy Barbie.
Video. Yeah, we have talent over here, okay? And that's somewhere. And share it too so everybody can see it and like leave a comment
Yes,
or whatever. Each one reach one, and we are supporting our sisters and our brothers, okay? All right.
definitely here for the support.
All right, over to you now, Wyoming. Take it over with your agenda.
Awesome. So I know that everybody has been, waiting, anticipating our weekly meetings, right? And unlike, some predictable sessions, we're not showing any news at any other club. FMA always bring quality. FMA always bring what you're anticipating. The chef's kiss. We're going to be having, or what's going on right now, by
Me.
none other than Miss Clark. Chantel, welcome on with our what's going in. The vibes is here, the details, the juice about everything that's popping, and there's a lot that's happening right now, guys.
I wonder
Welcome.
what's going on in the what's going on in land.
Girl,
What's
there's
going
so
on
much that's happening. Let's see what will make it into the what's going
man?
on.
What's going on in the what's going on in land? All right, she's here. She's here.
Awesome. Big up, big up, big up. Welcome, Chantel. How you doing?
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Congrats on Miss Utech. I know that you're in there. I saw you. Still a part of meeting with the queens. So yes, I'm a part of seminar. So yes, I knew you were entered. Hi, hi everybody. So the topic that we'll be talking about and what's going on is this Ukraine and Russia war because they have
here. Yes. With something spicy. What kind of sadness?
Girl, not no more spicy than the Russian-Ukraine war.
Current affairs.
Not no more spicy than the Russian-Ukraine war.
Right? Like it's crazy. But what's going on though, Chantel? What are your thoughts?
Give us a tea.
Basically, I really don't even know what really sparked that war, but I'm very much sure that Ukraine and Russia has declared war, and the US, they're saying that they're 100 behind Europe as it relates to the war, so they're going to back Ukraine, England, etc. Right now, remember we have students from Jamaica who are there. That is, the government of Jamaica right now, they're offering these students loan. And I think that is very unfair. Loans in order to get a ticket. Because the students are saying that they cannot afford to get a ticket to come home. So the government and your government, they're saying they're offering these students loan to come home. So, eventually I have to go pay back for it. So that's one thing that I see that's kind of wrong. Like, come on, the people are in a crisis. They mean, like people bomb, rocket, all sorts of things that fly around.
Exactly.
Like these persons have been like making an outcry to come home from like before it even declare war, and them stuff in same way. Someone we kind of confused as it relates to that. What are your points?
All right, so relating to the point that Chantel had made that them offering them loans. I don't know if I want to say insensitive, but guys, remember, at the end of the day, these people left Jamaica to get a better life. It is not the government's responsibility to fund those things. Them say them a give a loan, say you're not going to pay it back for now. You take a look at time and do what you have to do. So I think it's reasonable in a sense, Because let's face the facts that them not responsible for you, even though you come from Jamaica, but you're outside of the country. So them giving you a little incentive to say, hey, you guys can use this to come home, and I don't see nothing wrong with it in a sense. I don't know if you guys share the same sentiment with me, but that's what I think.
Well, for me, firstly, the Russian-Ukraine war that started from way, way back, from like 2014. It's not none recent. They were in beef from Johnny was a little boy. It just reoccurred because there was some issue with some military base and where they were gonna start have training for them soldiers on the border of Russia and all sort of stuff. Don't know all the details, but what I do know and can speak about is the fact that, you know, there was one party that was saying, all right, let's join together, and another party was not for it for whatever reason, and it turned out into this big mess. As relates to the current information or the current discussion about the government giving a loan, my take is one, we have dual citizenship, so there is some responsibility for our government to take care of us in a sense. Granted, we have left the country for better life and we are no longer residents currently, but I think it could have been a better situation, 50-50. Yes, it is a crisis. It's students. Where will they be getting the money to repay? What is the repay period? What's the principal? What's the interest like? Those things. Although interest won't be much because it's government, we have to take those things into consideration. Like, will it be feasible for these students to cover with regular expenses to go to study medicine, which a lot of them are doing in Ukraine? Right? And that said, like, you have to also look at the fact that it's government, right? They're using taxpayers' money to pay out this. They're going to try and make a way to carry it back, to tax it back, to get back funds. So what I think is they could have done a 50-50 to kind of meet in the middle, where we assist you with this amount, but you have to repay with that. But at the end of the day, I don't think it would have ever come like fully free. Because even so, remember, the economic situation that Jamaica is in is very fragile, right? There's inflation like crazy. Nobody know the money, right? And the value for money is decreasing so fast. By the time we tax out anything, them can't increase tax because that would be just wicked. So their only source of fund, the government, is taxing it majorly, right? It's tax. So when inflation going crazy and the economy so fragile, then to give out money that is not going to be going back in the economy like an injection is not going to be the best for them right now. So I'm saying, you'll give a loan, give it 50-50. Give away a small portion we can pay back and one you actually give it. But there's way much more behind it on both parties. So we have to do some more research and kind of analyze what's going on. Yeah.
All right. I see it in the comments that they're saying it's not so much about the loan. That's true, guys. And I agree with what April said. April said the loan isn't a problem if them come over, that's their education, which is true. And that is also something to take into consideration. But guys, at the rate of which everything is going at this point, like, when I know, because me not in the situation, so I'm just somebody from the outside looking in. I was in the situation, then maybe I could advise better, but I'm outside and looking in on the situation. There's not much I can say, but I think the government can just try as hard as possible to be able to help them do something. Them probably not for come to Jamaica, but them can go somewhere else, somewhere that's closer to where they are, or something. I don't know.
Somebody in the comment section stated that they were threatened that if they leave Ukraine, then
they can't continue their education.
Yeah, and that's so sad. Like, the
and then
world is crazy.
a 4-year course or
Only for them 6.
Yeah, you can imagine that like me right now. They have broke out now in Jamaica. For instance, me done with Utech by April, So you can imagine me get caught in a war right now. Now. So me I sit down, me not lie.
Yeah, it's all around. Like, there anyway, town Makago Juke.
Exactly. Because if you leave
Makago Juke in the situation, then Maka Agajuke. Like, there's no
and
going
I feel like no matter, to be honest, again, it just go back to this. In general, is just so much things at play. Jamaica's economy and the world, because you can't say, okay, let me take as a student, let me take the decision, make the decision to go back to Jamaica and possibly continue transfer my credits and continue my education there. The system is totally different. The quality of education you may get is totally different, and the opportunities for job is totally different. So now, knowing all of that, you're gonna have to say, all right, I'm spend millions of dollars in Ukraine, learning the language, getting situated there, and educating myself. Some majority of them are doing medicinal courses that is about 6 years, right? You spend all that time and energy. Me now make no more, me lose everything. It's unfortunate. It's a life and death situation. I'm just praying that they're somewhere safe. They're somewhere safe.
Yeah, good as not even live for a degree. So you just don't know which way to turn. You don't want to leave because you don't want to be expelled.
Wow. And you see what Candy said?
Oh,
that said private sector offered to, wow.
I saw a tweet that said the private sector just offered to pay the fees, but it's too late because the border shut down.
And the next thing too, Jamaica have money, you know? Me couldn't know this. Don't make Jamaica fool, you know. Jamaica have money. You hear me? Jamaica have money. The people them have money in Jamaica.
Mine when the military was here about Twitter. Where
Listen, Olympia and Chantel, listen, it's in Jamaica, them have money. So if them need money to find something to do something, the best thing them can do is help the people them.
True. Them come like a grandma always have something bitch up in a one little corner under the mattress.
And the private sector should have pushed out long time. You see a Jamaica Stock Exchange? Jesus. Hey.
That's
the stock
true.
market, them should have pushed out a long time. Because money are run over there.
They make you stay till a private sector offered to get these people over.
And that was way too late.
But you know, would I wonder what would it cost you for one go Ukraine of all persons? But you know, what to Cuba?
You know, sir, that is not the conversation we are going to be having right now.
But you know, to be honest, at the end of the day, we're in a society where education is idolized. More specifically, strategized, systematic education, right? We have to have a label, we have to have a certificate, we have to have something to prove you're educated. Cool? With that said, Ukraine for medicine or some other fields, not sure of all of them, they are quite accredited. They have good name behind it. And coming from Jamaica, sometimes you know an opportunity in Jamaica, best to go somewhere else. It rough, yes, but that's an next call to action for our leaders. What is so bad about our country, or what is so attractive about the other that it pushes or residents to leave? What are the push factors? And work on those, because more people will believe in. And that's bad. Brain drain.
That's true, and that's something who is never going to be addressed. Or there is not a band-aid that can fit that cut.
It's a deep wound.
It's going to get worse and worse and worse. Let's focus on the chat though. Everybody putting in them 2 cents.
I love that.
You know that Jamaica have a lot of money and sit down punch and tell this and what they want to spend it on. And that's true. April said, when God now go ask for my certifications. They simply don't care. Tamia, I feel like they are looking at it from the perspective that if I left to study elsewhere and built up a next country. And I agree. And of course, they're not going to look on it the way they. That's why no one knew what the future holds. That's true. They have
and I'm hearing that it was cheaper to study in Ukraine. Jamaica
education is really expensive.
Yeah, and not only that, you know, it's not even that bad, because one, our education is advanced in comparison to some places. But you see, our dollar value is very, very poor. So by the time we transfer that to US, we have to spend so much money to get the same level of education they could possibly get somewhere else. I understand the need to leave. It's a rough situation. And it really, looking back at it as students, for us who are here watching the scenario unfold, it pushes us to a question. Are we going to be like those who left for better options? Or are we going to try and stay and plant the ground and plant growth and lay the foundation so that others don't have to leave? It's difficult.
Expensive educations and no jobs. Why we
Exactly.
should have speak up the comment there.
Mm.
Education expensive and no jobs. Sexy
I mean,
Barbie
it's all right.
they live to study somewhere else because in topic.
Spending too much money just to end up at BPO. No shade to BPO, but it's really difficult. Since we're on the topic of school and education and job, like it's something no, right? Moving from the current outbreak or the moving from the initial outbreak of COVID-19, we knew at that time that unemployment had skyrocketed because of that, right? Do you guys think that Jamaica has done anything better or we have progressed in helping the unemployment rate from the COVID-19 outbreak to now?
No comments.
No comment.
No comments.
So you don't think it has changed, has
I'm just
elevated your
about
soul?
the chat business. Let's hear what the people have to say.
That's so
Yeah.
true, April. With inflation at nearly 10%, 9 point something, something. What is going on? Mm-mm. But that's the thing. The thing about it is boy, economics is so crazy because they're doing it, they even raise interest rates with the idea that okay, we can slow down spending, right? And increase possibly saving because if interest rate higher, people are gonna put more money in them account and so and then inflation will skyrocket. But if you increase interest rate, everything else have a ricochet effect and it's causing inflation to go up even higher and it's affecting our salaries, it's affecting our livelihood, it's affecting our life.
Everything I can possibly think of. The world just
But
literally.
minimum wage has done nothing, honestly.
You
Minimum
know,
wage has done nothing. Girl, that's another topic.
listen, listen.
Hmm. I want to let you guys know, firstly, since we're on the topic of salary and provision, so when after you leave school and so on, I want to let you guys know something. You can pursue a one job or a one course of study that you intend to fund your life, to fund your expenses, to fund whatever you want to do. You can pursue that. It'll be difficult to get to that point where that will cover all your monthly costs, but you can pursue it. Or you can be a bit more flexible and do what is now in where you try and get multiple streams of income. Because reality is your main source will not be able to cover for the majority of the population. So what do you try to do? You become flexible, utilize a skill, learn a skill. This is the time where everybody must take up a hard course. Everybody must take up a hard course right now. Either you're gonna become a chef or something, take up a course at heart. Mm-hmm.
Jamaica can.
Make yourself more flexible so that you can better you. What's your take on that, Alicia?
From me hear me not say nothing, amen, hallelujah. The Bible
Hmm?
closed. From me hear me not say nothing, amen, hallelujah. The Bible closed.
Mm. I know, man. It's really rough.
Listen, don't even start talking about supermarket. Please, come
That
every
that
time I supermarket may hurt me. Don't even
supermarket
start.
is in a lane of itself. That.
That's
I think
true.
supermarkets, boy. And you can't even really blame the supermarkets either because again, it's a ricochet effect. If the cost of
Yeah,
the goods become expensive on their part, they're going to raise the price.
true.
Mm. Excellent question, Sexy Barbie. We can't even have emergency fund no more, no savings no more, because guess what? We're working hand to mouth.
All right.
All right. Well, that seemed like a very, very interesting conversation, don't you think, Alicia?
It was very interesting. And I love that our members were sharing their 2 cents
Yeah,
and issues that we're now facing. I love that. Very
very, very
interactive.
interactive.
So yeah, guys, we just have to go under the dirt. I hope there's light at the end of the tunnel. We are all going through the tunnel at this point. But one thing we can't go wrong with, we just pray, have faith for better days. God will
That's
take us
true.
through it all. Faith, prayer, can't go wrong.
God is indeed our guide.
Let's not
With
be.
every, with every
I,
uncertainty that's going on right now, we can hold true to the fact that at the end of the day, the Lord says that all things will work out for good for those who love and worship the Lord, for those who follow His
yeah, and
commandments. So
remember the
when everything around you is shaking up, just trust God.
Yep, and the Bible has to fulfill itself. So these are just things, signs of the times. These things have to happen. But yeah, we're going. All right, guys, we're wrapping up the What's
Yes.
One. I hope you guys enjoyed that little segment. Did you guys enjoy that segment just now? I know you all
Let's
did. I
see
see
the
some
comments.
hands. So send some fire emojis in the chat now if you're ready to hear from our guest speaker.
Woo!
You're ready to hear from our guest speaker? Send some fire emojis in the chat. Today is going to be so informative. I hope you have your books and your pens ready to take some notes. And remember, we don't just write notes over here, we apply them to our daily lives. Okay? So, all right, I see the fire emojis rolling in. So, to do the introduction of our guest speaker is our Assistant Director of Public Relations, Wyoming Hopkins. Over to you, Wyoming.
Thank you so much, Alicia. Thank you. I do apologize about that. So we're going right now over to the introduction of our guest speaker. I know you guys will be very excited to have this wonderful persona here sharing with us. Let's introductions begin. Miss Nichole is a professional certified marketer, PCM, with the American Marketing Association, with over 20 years experience in marketing with experience in all areas of the field. She currently serves in the capacity of Group Marketing and Communications Manager at the National Commercial Bank Jamaica Limited. Holder of an MBA from Mona School of Business and Management, a Bachelor of Business Administration from the University of Technology, both with concentration in marketing. Nichole boasts several accolades for the academic performance from both institutions. She is a certified Scrum Master and a member of the American Marketing Association and holds a certificate in digital marketing from that association. She is also the holder of a certificate in corporate communications from the Cornell University. Nichole Brackett Walters serves on the Academic Course Advisory Committee of the University of Technology, Jamaica, and is married with 2 children. Please make Mrs. Brackett Walters welcome.
A sexy Barbie comment for me. She's saying she's an Utech alumni.
Yes. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We're so happy to have you. How are
Yes.
you doing?
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here with all of those good vibes, I feel so excited to be here. I didn't expect this level of vibes and I heard it was going to be vibes.
That's what we bring here. Future Markets Association.
I'm loving it. All right. So do I go straight into my presentation or?
Definitely.
All right. Okay. No worries. Good afternoon. It's really good to be here. I love anything to do with Utech. Excited to see that you have, such a formalized association. I love what you're doing. So good afternoon. Big ups. Good vibes to all your members. Really, really love the energy that you guys have on this platform. All of those 5 emojis as it coming through, I'm taking all of them. I don't know if I'm going to be so, sprucey as you guys, but I'm here to impart some information. And when I saw your theme of Marketing 101, the first thing I thought of just using some of my experiences to bring back some of the basics and just reinforce a few points, right? So it won't be long. Plan to talk for maybe about 15 minutes and then I'll open the mic for you guys to ask questions. So to kick off, I want to share a quote. I'm not sure if I can actually share screen. Maybe that would be good. Let me share screen so you can actually see my presentation. Let me see if that can work.
You see a screen with a plus sign in it that says
yeah,
share?
man, I'm sharing. I'm trying to share now.
All right.
You let me know if you're seeing my screen. All right, tell me if you're seeing my screen now.
Well, it is not up as yet. It's loading.
No. It's
loading. All right, I'll give it a minute.
It's there now.
So. It's here now?
Yep.
All right, cool. So I want to kick off with a marketing quote.
But you have to share the entire screen so that we can see the PowerPoint presentation properly.
Okay, all right. Hold on, let me close this one. Are you seeing it now?
Perfect.
All right, no problem. So I now cannot see you or see the screen. So you have to tell me if there's any comment in the chat. All right,
I'll read them for you. No problem.
No problem. So I'm kicking off with this quote. Good marketing makes your company look smart, but great marketing makes the customer feel smart. I want to start here because the topic you've asked me to talk about is do's and don'ts of marketing, right? And clearly, we have to start on the premise that marketing is about your customers. It's not about how you feel and how proud you feel of yourself. You're not to pat yourself on the back, but it's really about your customers. So we're starting there first. So I'm going to tell you 10 things that I've learned over time that will be very helpful. So I'll use the don'ts to drive into what are some of the things that I recommend that you focus on, right? And you can feel free to stop me at any point. So the first thing, do not ever think that marketing is just to check a box. If you're going to just do some things to check a box, marketing is not the right place for you, right? You must develop a plan, and it is very important for you to develop your marketing objectives. There are many people who actually don't understand how to come up with objectives. And I know when you're in first year and they teach you about SMART objectives, many people just laugh, maybe not even pay it any mind. But having SMART objectives is super important because it's at the end of a project when nothing works, you realize, okay, this didn't work, but why? Then you realize maybe you didn't have any objectives or you didn't have the right objective. So what you had in your head as what success would look like, what you wrote down on paper as your objective didn't match, or maybe you didn't have any objective at all, right? And you know the saying, what gets measured gets done. And so you must have marketing objectives. Most times, marketing programs fail because they were implemented for the wrong reasons or because we didn't define what success would look like, right? So don't underestimate this first point because this is a base. As a marketer, you must know how to develop your objectives to start your plan, right? And you're going to use these things in the real world, you're going to use them to go make money. Somebody spoke about, having a technical skill and, doing things to earn extra money. You have to understand these things if you're going to do it now and get money for it, right? Whether you get a job in marketing or if you have like an agency or provide some type of a service. So the second one, everybody wants to be like everybody else, right? Everybody wants to be doing what the market is doing. So if somebody is on social media with a certain type of competition, everybody's going to replicate something that looks like it. But is it working for you? Marketing dollars are very, very scarce. And so what you don't want to do is to do what everybody else is doing, even when it's not working, right? So what you want to do is to tailor your strategies. Understand who you're marketing to. If I'm coming to this group has so much energy. This group is so informed about what's happening across the world. If I don't understand who you are and how your members are, then how am I going to communicate something for it to make sense to you, right? I have to now tailor my messages, my strategies to break through the clutter. Because if 10 people come into this audience to push a product or push a message, then we can't break through the clutter unless we're communicating clearly and communicating the right thing, using the right strategies, using the right marketing activities, programs, tactics, whatever you want to call them, to meet the audience, right? So never ever try to play copy. Be authentic, be original, and make sure that the things that you're doing will work for your brand, your company, your business. Number 3, don't waste resources trying to reach the wrong target market. I just spoke a while ago about limited resources. You will never ever get either a client that has unlimited resources or a company that has limited resources. And I'm sure you've heard about the marketer and the financer. So the financial controller, the accountant, the numbers people in a company are always at war with the marketer, because the marketer is said to be the person that's spending the money and finance wants to save the money. And so what you want to do is to make sure that your resources are being used in the right way. So get to know your audience, break them down. If you don't know about personas, learn about personas. Gone are the days when we describe target markets in just, male and female, they live in this geographical area, they have these types of behaviors, and, discussing broadly things about your target market. We're getting specific now. So you develop a persona, we're talking about the person. And so a customer could be Nichole, and she likes sweet things, and she loves ice cream, and she reads books, or she likes social media. She doesn't like to be on her phone, or she doesn't like to read. Specific things about the person who is a real life replica of the customer that you have. You may have a series of personas with different people having different personalities, different likes, and so on. But when you're ready to know, write your materials to communicate with that customer or that customer group, then you know exactly how to do it, because it's almost as if you're writing it to me. You're targeting your message to me. You're using your resources on things that I am specifically interested in. You understand me, right? Which is what is an interesting story about Amazon. Because if you ask anybody, what do you like about Amazon? They'll tell you, oh, it's because Amazon knows me. It's because Amazon takes the time to understand me based on my shopping patterns. So if I am always buying toys for kids, then over time they're going to understand that you have children, and maybe you're buying newborn things now. In 3 years' time, maybe Amazon is sending you something, showing you some toys for 3-year-olds. They've taken the time to understand how you shop, use your behaviors and your shopping decisions to understand more about you. They get to know you, and then they're knowing exactly what to say and how to say it, right? And then that makes people fall in love with your brand, fall in love with your company, your messaging. I mean, we have many companies as examples. We have Jamaican companies that we can reference. We always reference the international ones because, everybody talks about Amazon and Apple, but this is what they do. They get to know their audience, and so they won't have to, what we say, throw out the net to catch everybody, but we target people specifically based on their individual profiles. And the good thing about marketing today is that digital marketing allows us to, at a lower cost, reach individuals in a very personalized way. So number 4, this is a great point, because this came out when you had, I don't know, somebody remind me of the session you had before this. I think it's what a go on, or something you call
what's
it.
Going
What's going on, right? So number 4 could even be spoken about by Wayomi, because the what's going in session is what this is. You have to understand what is happening in your environment. You have to know if there are new competitors. You have to know if there's a change in your industry. You have to know if there is some legislation that has changed. I'm sure when you learned about preparing a SWOT. Some people maybe roll their eyes. I remember when I used to lecture at Utech a few years ago, and when I would ask students to do a SWOT, it was always, oh, miss, a SWOT, because it's something you have to think through. And many times people can't necessarily practically see the benefit of a SWOT, right? However, when you break it down to the point where understanding your environment can save you from making big decision mistakes, then you understand the importance of your SWOT. You have to understand what is going on inside your organization, outside your organization, locally, internationally. You guys would have spoke about what is happening in the Middle East. These things we have to keep an eye on. The impact of a war in the Middle East can impact gas prices. No, you're not thinking only about just, people who are there and they're suffering, but what is the impact on that as a business? Exactly. I have a bakery. Now that war is going to put my headache up, because I'm like, oh my God, the next time I'm going to buy gas, there's going to be an above average increase in the price of gas because of all that's going there. What if it is that it gets worse and then there's, oil shortage, things happen. And so you as a business person, as a marketer, you have to be the person that has your eye on the environment, and you have to understand what are the implications of the things happening in the environment that can impact your business. So not only is it going to impact your marketing, but it impacts the business. And so the marketer now has an eye on that. I'm not sure if I hear somebody making a comment, but please remember, I can't see any questions, chats, comments. So just let me know.
As soon as you're finished, don't worry about it.
Okay, all right, no problem. So we're at number 5.
Alice was just agreeing with you to say, and then fears might also increase.
Of course. Yes, for sure. Which is why you have to be on the lookout. You have to be alert. So you can't be the daddy marketer that don't read. You need to read.
Exactly.
And you need to keep abreast of information. I remember back to my lecturing days when students used to tell me, Miss, I don't watch the news. Miss, that's boring. I don't watch the news. But as a marketer, you must be aware of what's going on. It doesn't matter how you get the news. If you are a social media person, then go look on social media, but keep up with the news so you can know what's going on. Definitely. So number 5, this one is very, very dear to me, because as Jamaican marketers, we have to move away from gut feeling. Many marketers today, talk to any, marketer in a large organization, and marketers that are doing marketing the right way, they don't go on gut feeling. They don't ignore insights and data and still do something, right? So you are going to have an event. You've looked on people maybe share some data and they show you, okay, for the past 3 years, we've had this event and it doesn't work. It doesn't generate the sales leads that you want. But you're like, yes, I want to have it because I like it. Everybody's smiling when they come to the event. Everybody's happy. But your objective is not to make people happy. Your objective is to increase sales, right? Yes. Do you use gut feeling? Do you ignore those insights now and then go and do the event and waste money? And then you're in problems now with your finance people because you can't justify the money that you spent. Not one product was sold after that. So you have to use data and you have to be guided by insights. You use the insights from the data that you've received to make wise decisions. And I'll make a specific note around data because many people have data on their desk. They have data, reports, numbers all over the place. But you see, data, if they're not converted into insights and used well, might as well, but I have the data, because data on its own is not useful. You have to use the insights from that data to make informed decisions, right? So number 6, don't confuse your audience. Have you ever watched a video, an ad, read something, read a book, read an ad, that when you're finished, you don't know what it's saying? I'm sure you've read some of those or watched a video. You're not clear on what this is saying at all. You're not sure what the product is. You're not sure what the message is, and you're totally confused, right? The other thing is you could get mixed messages. So today one message is communicated, the next day another message is communicated. You're not sure as the customer or as the audience what exactly are we being told. Some things are very complicated, you know. And so you want to ensure that for your customer, for your audience, you clarify things, you communicate very, very clearly. You use simple language, relatable language, right? Depending on your audience. You notice how you guys tailor your marketing club program to suit the audience. People want to come on, they want a mix of excitement and fun, and they want to also learn something.
Yes.
So you've done a great job of preparing a product that's nicely defined for your audience. So take a little pat on the back for that. But it's a great lesson, because if you started out and there were 50 people online, today, episode 13, you have 5. It means that, you know, your audience is not being engaged. And so you have to make sure that you are using simple, relatable language, meeting customers in the way that they want to be engaged, and also be channel appropriate. Not everything is to go on social media. Not everything is for TV. Not everything is for an article. You have to make sure that when you are putting out your content, you're using the right channel for the right content. If you notice that when somebody sends you an SMS, the longer the SMS is, the less you want to read it. If you are on social media and the content is too lengthy, you may not read it depending on the social media channel that you're on. If you're on Instagram, you don't want to see the LinkedIn article. You want to see maybe a nice image with a simple message. If you're reading a newspaper,
short captions.
Correct. So you have to make sure that your channel is appropriate with your content, and content has to be written for the channel. So sometimes what you find is you can't take the same ad, you drop it on in the newspaper, you drop it on every social media channel, and you text the same message. You have to tailor your messages and your content based on the channels that you're using, right? Because remember, the aim is to do what's on the left-hand side, not to confuse your audience, right? Number 7, there is a quote that says, if you keep doing things the same way and expect different results, what they call that? Anybody know here knows what they call that?
Insanity.
Albert Einstein says it's called insanity.
Yes,
because
insanity.
If you do the same thing all the time and you expect different results, you're really mad because you're going to get the same results every time. And actually, after a while, you've perfected it. And so you will hit it with surety. And so I encourage you to test and learn. Before, just to give you some context of how campaigns used to be done before, and I'm sure you've heard of the agile marketing methodology and approach. Before, we would plan for a whole year, you're planning your marketing strategy, or you're planning a campaign, one whole year to roll out a campaign because there's so many elements and everything has to be ready. Today, what we do is you roll out a small piece. You roll out the social media pieces first, and then you roll out another piece. You notice that ads are changing, so something is tweaked. You test something, it works. All right, you drum it up. If it's not working, you learn from that one. You quickly pull that, you put something else out. You tweak as you go along. The point is to make sure that you are improving your materials and they're performing for you. You can't just, because you have this full page ad designed, no results coming in from it. You have the social media post, no results coming from it, no engagement, not a person click on it, not a person asks a question, nobody clicks through to your website or your landing page, right? However, instead of changing it, you boost it and say, yes, it's because people not seeing it, so you spend more money to boost it. They're still not pick up because maybe there's something fundamentally wrong with the photo, the caption, or the copy that's inside of the post. And so you must test and learn. Do the things in small bite-sized pieces, learn and tweak as you go along, and then you're perfect. When you get to the stage where the thing is working, that's the time now. You drum up your activities, you boost more, you spend more money to reinforce, because you're at the stage now when you've tested it, you know that something works. If you have done a campaign with a certain audience, and because you've tested so many times, you know that this type of campaign works with this audience, when you're going to roll out something for that audience again, then you know exactly what to do, right? If you are sending out emails, we all know that some of our emails, we don't mind when they go to junk because we don't want to read them, right? And so if it is that we, as a marketer, you send out an email, the open rate is extremely low. There must be something about it that doesn't pique people's interest. So maybe what you can do is change the headline, change the subject line, change the caption on the top part of the email. And as you're changing the things, then you're looking on the impact of them. Do more people open it when you use a particular subject line? When you change the image at the top from somebody that's maybe just smiling to somebody that's angry and it's impacting, and that one is open, then you know that that works better. So I'm going to reinforce this one. You need to write down. You must test and learn, tweak as you go along. There's nothing wrong with admitting that something is not working. Pull it and then go again, right? Gone are the days when marketers, oh, if something doesn't work, then it's a big failure and you can't get over it. No. Test and learn, tweak as you go along, and make sure that your things are working. Because the goal of it, is to get things that are performing and not to just tick a box, like we said in number 1, to just say, yes, completed. We don't want completed anymore because you're spending money and you want to get returns. On the note of returns now, we reach the number 8. Don't expect everything to yield results immediately. You have to know what are some of the things that take a longer time to show results. Since I'm in the financial industry, with a mortgage takes a long time to close. And so if I have a mortgage ad today, I can't expect that tomorrow I am going to see the numbers from that specific campaign jump, because it takes months for a mortgage to close. However, if I am selling a fast-moving consumer good, maybe a drink or an event, I'm having an event. If I am doing heavy marketing for something that's fast-moving, I can see my results, because if I put a new product in the supermarket today, by next week, I can see if my marketing program is working, right? So don't expect it to yield results immediately. However, you must track your results. And I spoke about objectives at the start. Track your results against your objectives. So if your objective was to sell 500 pieces of jewelry by December, then check if you have sold 100, 1,000, or none, right? By December. You must monitor your KPIs. Don't wait until December to see if you sell the 500, Check if in August, if you sold 50. And then September, how many more you sold. So you're not surprised at December that you didn't meet your target, because every week, every month, you're tracking to see how you're trending. And then you tweak. Spoke about tweak before. Everything is interrelated. You go back. If something is not moving, you go back and you tweak your activities, do more marketing, change your marketing to make sure that you have that constant progress towards your big objective. Number 9. Do not assume you understand your customers because they're like you. So not because you're selling to young people means you're going to assume that No, I am young, and so this is how young people will behave. This is how they think. Go do your research. Ask people, what do you think? What do you like? What do you want? How do you feel about this commercial? How do you feel about this ad? When you see this photo, what do you feel? What emotion do you have? Right? And so it's important for you to make sure that you're making informed decisions by doing your research, asking your customers, talking to your customers, and not just assume and then you get it wrong. And number 10 is a general point. You can't give up. You can't give up and feel like you're downtrodden. Like I heard some of the points earlier about, oh, the market is hard and, the environment is tough. But you have to keep going. You have to keep trying. You have to test and learn, even personally. If something isn't working, then do something else. If you had a plan, but that plan isn't going through, make a new plan. Try again. Go back to the starting block. Sometimes you have to go back to the starting blocks, But the point is, you can't give up. You can't stop trying. You have to keep going. I have a quote to end this all off before we get into the discussion. Focus your marketing on what matters. If dogs don't like your dog food, the packaging doesn't matter, right? So make sure that whatever you're doing as a marketer, as a consultant, as a business, make sure that you're focusing on what matters. Because if you're not doing the things that matter, then you end up just wasting your time. This is the end of my presentation. Feel free to open your mics or drop your questions, comments in the chat.
All right. Wow, 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 wow. Guys, did y'all have those pens and papers? I have like 3 pages of notes. Anybody can relate? That was very, very, very informative. I know you all agree. But I saw a question from you just started. Sexy Barbie said,
Okay.
Mrs. Walters, let me pressure you from early. Don't you want a couple mentees for the new year to groom us?
All right. So sexy Barbie, I'll leave my contact for you to connect with me. I think you can Wyoming can give you my contact.
Yes, Wyoming. All right. So I see they say relatable. Alicia Tamia says very good. Alicia said this was an informative session. I see the comments. See, true. Chanel says true. So any questions for Mrs. Walters before she goes, guys? Sexy Barbie said, Wyoming, don't make me
Any questions?
All right. Tamia says, what do you like the most about marketing?
All right. So what I will say is no 2 days are the same days, right? Once you get into the practical field of marketing, what you'll realize is what you have, and even though I need to make this disclaimer first, even though I do teach marketing, when you learn marketing from a book or from the theoretical perspective, don't assume the real world is exactly like that, right? So the learning gives you that base from which to go flourish, right? And so what I love about marketing is no 2 days are the same, and it's not repetitive work. It's not, I learned that 1 + 1 = 2, and I write that back every time. Every time you have to go back to the drawing board, and it makes it very, very exciting.
It's the comment for me, Sexy Barbie said, let me just say that you just covered the entire Gulf of Mexico in a short breath. Thank you for the information.
All right.
It was very informative, guys. I agree with you all. Any more questions? All right, so Tammy, I hope that answered your question just now. Any more questions for her, guys? All right, we're waiting on the comments to roll in. All right, Aisha Thomas says, excellent job, Nichole.
Hi, Aisha.
Chantal said, I would accept that opportunity as well. And Tamia said, yeah, it did. So Michaelia says, as university students graduating with a marketing degree, what should we have extra to be different from all marketers? That's an excellent question.
All right. So that's a great question, and thank you for thinking about it and putting it out there, right? Because what I find is coming out of university with a first degree, and this is not just marketers, this is just generally people normally think that, okay, I have a first degree and so I am ready for the world of work. However, there are steps that you have to make before you get to the things that you want, right? So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that coming out with a first degree, you're going to go head marketing in any organization or, go start a marketing business or anything like that. What I'm going to tell you is it's the real world. You're going to have to be prepared to work hard, to make some sacrifices to get where you want to go, right? On top of your degree, you may have to go do other courses. The number of things. So I have a first degree, a second degree, and I have to continuously do courses to learn, to upskill, because the world is changing. What I learned in my first degree, most of it doesn't apply today. What I learned in my master's, 80% of it I don't apply today. Yes, I apply some of the general principles and the leadership principles, but there are things that you have to constantly level up on. You have to always be reading. You have to do the short courses. Things are so easy in this era because you have free online learning programs. You have the things on Udemy for $12.99, some really good programs. And so what I would say is use your first degree as your opportunity to have that base, a strong base to now build on to get where you want to go. Sometimes you have to sacrifice and take a job in the industry that it may not be ideal. And I heard somebody talk about the call center job today, but there are people who use a call center job to step into other jobs. And it's not because they think the job may be great, but sometimes it's a stepping stone and they take those smaller jobs, they build themselves, they get experience. Some people volunteer. There are people who come into marketing organizations and say, I want to volunteer, either as an intern, taking, small amounts just because they want to get into the field of marketing. There are programs at university like this one that you have here, where you have practical experience, but it's not a formal job, but you have experience. So you have to now be willing, keep your mind open, take on the extra things that will give you, one, the experience, two, the exposure, to just put yourself out there and do the things.
I couldn't agree more, especially to the point that you said the world is evolving, so we need to do courses to match up to where the world is heading. That is a solid point. Alison says, what practical strategy would you recommend to gain more customers for a good that is widely offered?
When you say a good that is widely offered, are you talking about a good that many people offer it, or it's widely accessible? Which one? So there are a lot of people out there selling corned beef, or are you saying that it's something like KFC where you have many branches?
Both.
Both. All right. So what I would say is, I'll give you the general first. You have to understand your customers, right? So the practical strategy would be to start by understanding your customers, understand your environment. If you don't understand those two things, then you can't break through any clutter, right? Do a marketing plan. People want to do ad hoc marketing. They don't want to write down a plan. Do a marketing plan. Go do your research. Do the background work. Write up your target market. map your environment, do your stakeholder analysis, assess do your research, do your personas, and then coming out of all of that body of work, you write a marketing strategy and you say, okay, all right, in order to break through the clutter, I'm going to come up with a creative program. Yes, I'm going to go on social media. However, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a special competition targeted at the people that I want to reach. So if it is that my product is going to target people based on price, what I'm going to do now is, I mean, I don't recommend you go on price, but if you're going to say going on price in the short term, then what you do now is you make sure that everybody know that you're having some type of a price incentive to get the market to understand your brand, to be aware of your product, to break through the clutter. There are many other strategies. People use influencers. You actually could do direct marketing. When you do direct and customized marketing, personalized marketing, you're meeting the customers where they are. And this is more impactful than you're throwing out the net. Putting something on social media and you're reaching people who don't want your product, not interested, is not your profile, is different from, all right, you know that you are targeting customers and they can be found in churches. Then go to the churches. Find a way to get on the program at church. Find a way to put something on the notice board at church. And I'm using a simplistic example so you can understand what I'm saying. So the point is, do your marketing plan. Write down what you need to achieve and what you can do to achieve those things. And then you can say, if growing your customer base is what is important for you, then you maybe have to do a strong sales campaign, do some sales incentives, get people to go sell the product for you, promote the product, do direct selling, and so on. I'd have to do a specific marketing plan for your business in order to answer that question any more fully. But I think you get the general direction I'm going. Just get out of the box. Everybody wants to do the same thing. Everybody wants to go on social media. Social media cannot achieve all your objectives.
And I agree. So Aisha is asking, why did you choose marketing?
All right. So that's a funny story because I actually did not choose marketing. I came out of high school. I went to Utech very young. When I got through to Utech, I was 15. So when I started in first year, I was 16. Very, very young. I was a little girl at that time. When I came out of high school, I thought I wanted to become an accountant. So my plan was to become a chartered accountant, maybe go work with PwC or one of those guys. However, when I got to third year, I didn't like costing. I didn't like some of the accounting topics. And then a friend of mine was doing marketing and she's like, why don't you do marketing? Because your personality does not fit behind a desk. And I don't know why you're doing marketing. And then I'm like, all right, let me do marketing. It was no return from that because I love marketing. All of my qualification is in marketing. I have more qualification in marketing than the average marketer. And I love marketing. I do marketing today. I do it as my main job. I do it as my sideline. I'm in love with marketing.
All right. So Sexy Barbie says,
I hope that answers your question, Aisha.
Most definitely. Sexy Barbie says, is there any opportunities in the marketing world that you think we need to know?
Yes, I have a good answer for that one because everybody thinks the opportunities in marketing exist in a workplace, in an organization that already exists. And I'm going to challenge you as marketers to create your own opportunities. It's not, I won't stay here and tell you everybody has to aspire to go work in the role of marketer for somebody else. Create your own opportunities. There are many, many, many people that I have taught at Utech that I see have done so many creative things, started marketing businesses. They have started programs that help people to do better marketing. They manage influencer. There's so many things that you can do. And I said, don't be limited. Don't limit yourself to going to work as a marketer for somebody else.
I agree. Serena, do you know any website I can go to find part-time jobs for marketing in Jamaica?
part-time jobs. I really don't know where you can go. What I would say is look, you could maybe look online. I'm not in HR, so I really don't know where to find part-time jobs. But sometimes get creative. Now call the companies. If you identify 5 companies that you want to work with. I remember when I was starting out my career, I applied to every single company in the directory. At the time, we had directories, but Google companies and send them your resume. Get a contact there and send your resume to the company. Extend yourself. Come out of your comfort zone. Get up out of the bed. Get off of the sofa and behave like you're, as Les Brown would say, you're hungry for an opportunity. Put yourself out there. Use social media. Everybody's on social media, but we use it for social things. Get on LinkedIn and go find out the companies that are spending money on marketing and send your resume. Go there. Google and find who is the head of HR at the company or the head of marketing.
Chantal, so you're speaking to her. Sexy Bible say, how would you approach the marketplace now being a third-year student to get experience in the place of work from your experience?
Right. So what you can do is take on projects. You can take on projects. You can go intern at companies. Some people do smaller jobs while being in third year. I know people work with agencies. They freelance. My organization has a freelance portal. Young people sign up on the freelance portals to get little jobs, and you use those jobs as your experience. If you want to become a copywriter and you have written copy for 5 organizations, I have a mentee who she is in university and she actually does that. She is a freelancer who writes for companies, whether they're writing books, they're publishing houses, or they're marketers who want copy for things. She's a part-time copywriter because she freelances to get experience.
And freelance, it is very good, guys.
It's very
Very
good. By the
good.
way, you can also use the online freelance portals,
Yep.
Fiverr, Upwork, and those things where you can do it at your own leisure. Do it
Yep.
as you can manage. So if you're writing 2 things, if you're designing something, get 2 little social media contracts on Fiverr and you do them. At least you're getting the experience.
That's so true. So Tamia says, do you think you can do too much marketing? I believe in your quality. I believe in quality over quantity.
I'm right there with you. You hit the nail on the head. There is such a thing as wasted marketing, because what you do is when you water down things too much, the impact is gone. It's better to do 3 big impact programs than to do 55 things that nobody sees, nobody hears, nobody knows and cares about. And all you do is you leave a full marketing team tired, frustrated, worn out, with nothing to show for all that has been done.
So true. So Michaela was just giving some advice to follow Caribbean jobs because marketing jobs are posted over there. So yeah, they're saying, wow, thank you. And yeah, it's sinking. The
Yes.
information is sinking. Love that for you guys. Any more questions, guys? Did I miss a question? Any more questions? Any more question, guys? All right, that looks like it. I know you guys learned a lot today because I did. So coming to now give the official vote of thanks is Nashika Hibbert. Welcome, Nashika, guys. Hey, Nashika. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Hi,
Hey,
hope everybody all right.
we
Everybody
are.
hear me right? Hear me?
Amazing.
You
Yeah,
guys are
yeah,
also bubbly.
All right, so Mrs. Walters, and my favorite math teacher name was Mrs. Walters. You
Good
remind me
thing
of
I'm
her.
Nichole.
She was very vibesy too.
All right, I take it.
So, on behalf of the entire club of FMA, we would like to thank you for coming out today out of your busy schedule. We know that you're busy, but coming out to
Very.
share, yes, coming out to share us with the do's and don'ts of marketing. We do appreciate it, and what you have said, I know that we can apply it to our everyday life and to get through university. And your presentation was very informative and also aspiring. So thank you again. And I hope
Thank
you
you. I'm
can
so
come back
happy I
soon
could have
again.
joined.
Yes, so our official thank you is a certificate of appreciation to you, and we'll be sending this in your email, so look out for that. Thank you again.
Awesome. I'm going to post it on my LinkedIn.
Yes. Right. All right, so Nashika will be closing out for us. Bye, Mrs.
Take care. Bye, everybody. Take care. All the best with your careers.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, so closing out for today's session, guys, is Nashika. So Nashika will be closing out for us. Before Nashika close out, guys, big up on yourself. You know, it's same time, same place next week. All right, Nashika, take it out for us.
All right, as the Abby would have said, big up on yourself, bless up on yourself, and don't stress up on yourself.
All right. Have a good rest
All
of the
right,
week.
so sorry about that. So the meeting has finally adjourned at 4:30. So see you again next week on One FMA, One Family. Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.